This time on Titanfall 2.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? We're back at it again, playing a little bit of Titanfall 2, but this time we got a little bit of tips and tricks for you or whatnot, hopefully so that way you don't wind up getting goosed. If you're unfamiliar as to what that is, that happens to be when you get shot out of a pilot ejection, from a Titan, that is. It can be a little bit pesky. I happen to be one of those people who will shoot you in the air after you eject. There is no sanction, but simply put, that's enough with the intro. Let's jump on in it. DJ, hit my stuff. So we're gonna just show you a little bit basically as to how I warm up. This is how I get started. I always love to hit the gauntlet, make sure that my movement happens to be okay, and then I can actually hit my shots with my gun. This isn't exactly the best run that I had that day, but you know, just simply to show you what it is that I go through to make sure that I'm doing what it is that I need to win in game. Make sure that I'm on point, I can hit my shots, and I'm ready to play with my gun. And as long as I can get below that 33 seconds and keep my movement going, I feel that I've done okay. But let's jump on in. What we're talking about today is, of course, how to deal with Titans, Titan on Titan action, and how to deal with pilots as a Titan, and how to fight Titans as a pilot, so that way you don't happen to wind up on the other end of somebody's gun. Yeah, I can be a little toxic. But anyway, moving on. First thing I can advise for you would be to get some headphones, so that way you don't end up like that guy there, and he would have heard me coming up behind him if he had some headphones. That guy, I don't know what else to say. It was what it was. But this particular game happens to be over. We joined a lot of late games, and simply gotten just threw this little collage together. Got a whole bunch of goosers and just thought it would be a lesson to learn. Now, if you heard, I thought that guy was on the roof, but he was actually coming up behind me. Yeah, that's just kind of stunting on people a little bit. But anyway, don't jump straight at a Titan. You will get one shot, especially if it happened to be a tone, which I've seen a lot of people doing. Always be wary when somebody happens to be shooting at you. It's never a good thing to sit there for too long, because you do wind up getting blown away. When it is that you're playing with a Titan, be mindful of your bullets. Here we go, second Titan encounter. This guy actually should have dashed up and meleeed me. Now, it's a Monarch. He's got pretty much full health, but you see I've got a teammate right there who's actually getting in his Titan. Now, this Monarch made a mistake, and he's just staring at me. So I was able to sit inside of my shield. He gets planted. Now, here's his second big mistake. He goes to get out. That cost him his life. I got the kill. Monarch gets to take the Titan. Fair trade. I'll deal with that. Then we've got a bunch of teammates here of this same guy, same game. This guy, I think if he had some headphones or was paying attention a little more, he would have saw me shooting at him, or at least heard the bullets whizzing by him. This guy right here, you want to be wary of your cover, what it is that you have to use. Unlike Tone, you don't happen to have a shield to just put down whenever it is that you want, so you do need to be wary of cover. Now coming around, I'm hearing this guy shoot at me. This guy had the right reaction. He actually hit his cloak and I couldn't see him. And then I turned around and I see a stream, you see that, from the stem? And there was actually a little bit of a shadow. He had quiet Titan climbing or whatnot, so it was too late by the time I hit my smoke. A little bit of R1 and R2 action, a little bit of Ronin panic, I thought. Forgot I was playing North Star for a second there. Made sure nobody was around. Gotta quickly get your battery and get out, because you never know when somebody else may pop back out here. So this Monarch has the drop on me. He's got a full shield. I'm down to a bar and like a third. But he doesn't happen to hit his shots, and then he goes to reload, and that's where he makes his mistake. And even though he was at full health, I took the win. That's all about using your cover and smart Titan placement. But on to the next clip. We happen to have here, we were messing around a little. There's always somebody camping up on the roof. I absolutely hate that. But you see, with a moving pilot, it's much harder to hit. But on to the next clip. So definitely you want to keep yourself moving at all times. Stay wary of your surroundings. And you never want to sit in one place for too long if it is that you do wind up sitting in one place. It's risky business playing Titanfall 2. And You need to make sure to be wary of not only what your kit is, what's going on with your enemies, but as well your buddies. You see, I saw a Scorch there. He's actually going to press the other Scorch who's there, so I know that I can advance, which is what I moved to do, placing an extra shot and putting him in doom state. But we're here to get some pilot kills, so we go ahead and hit the hover here. And is that a pilot to the left? It certainly is. Cluster missile. We didn't hit him exactly with the first, but the grenades afterward got him. And if not, I think I would have sniped him there, but we didn't get the opportunity. Now right here we got damaged a little bit. We're going to find some grunts down at the bottom. Don't ignore grunts when you're low on health. Not a smart thing. A little bit of a mistake there. But anyway, we're going to move on to another clip here that we have. I wait for the grenades to blow up on my dome shield and lay down some cover fire so I can get away. I know that he's got the drop on me. We took a little bit of damage. We're going to run into a Scorch here with full health. Who doesn't exactly play to the smartest of his capability. He presses, but doesn't seem to hit his shots. He tries to use cover, but I'm trying to play smart here, being the lighter Titan. He hits me and it burns, but I'm just making sure to charge my shots and hit him with whatever it is that I can. I'll place down an arc trap, there it is, and it attaches to him, and I'm just continually pegging him. Now I'm kind of using this little building as cover. Now if I had another Titan behind me, it would have certainly been a problem. But moving on to this one here, I just keep kind of sticking him over the roof, and he can't seem to hit me the way that he wants. But that flame shield is not going to protect you from an execution there, buddy. And that felt good to do, definitely. But anyway, moving on, we find us another Scorch here. Same Titan, same health. We got like this half a bar. Our buddy Titan is over here doing his thing. It looks like an auto Titan, so he doesn't tend to do much, but this guy has no idea where we are, being over him and all. And that's just a little bit more of being aware of your surroundings and what it is that's going on. You see, he had no idea, and I got him down way to low half health. Pressing back in and putting another shot in that crit spot, put him in doom state, and he winds up ejecting. And it's just a shame that he didn't really get a whole lot more done with his Titan. And typically, I would have hit, but I'm not perfect. I don't happen to hit every single goose. But fortunately enough, wouldn't you know, he came to play with the big boys. So, yeah, gotta get your mount when it is that you're ready. If you're stuck on the ground too long in front of a Titan, you're gonna get shot, or meleeed for that matter. Goodness, we got another pilot here who thought he was okay with cover. Now, he used his grapple. He managed to evade my melee, but he certainly didn't know when to get off. That was his mistake. Anyway, moving on, we've got a Tone that's actually kind of hunkering down in the back of the field here, just kind of picking everybody off and honestly just being really annoying, dropping his cover. You know how Tones do. They just tend to be really campy. It's not fun. I like to play a little aggressive with my North Star. I like to get into the action, but what he doesn't know is that I can use cover with the buildings, and I can also float over the buildings and get my shots in that way. Always be mindful of where the engagements could be coming from. Seeing this pilot here, I went ahead and just said forget it with the Titan. He was too far. And then this melee, though. The invincible pilot. It's alright, though. My teammate got him. But sitting here pretty much dead. We're on doom state. We see a Titan drop here. We're going to go ahead and drop a tether. And he's not going to be getting away at all. See a pilot trying to get to his Titan. Not today, buddy. Sorry, I'm playing a little campy. And then this guy, I should have dashed forward, but I didn't want to risk it. But we go ahead and put both of those Titans in doom state. But always make sure that when it is that a pilot ejects, what goes up must come down. And you do want to finish him off, because that could be an issue later on. Like I said, I can't even emphasize it enough. Be wary of your surroundings and what it is that's going on. Now right here, I'm getting jumped by 2 or 3 pilots, and they're shooting at me, and they're doing a bit of damage. And it's very unfortunate for me. I'm taking hits. Now, what it is that I want to do, I want them to feel comfortable, so that way they do stuff like that. Or even they just stay there long enough for me to kill them. Don't forget that the longer that you sit in front of a Titan, the more dangerous it's going to be. Because they can and will one-shot you. And then even running up to a Titan such as this guy, I don't know what he was thinking. Yeah, and just gets done. Must be absolutely careful. Can't emphasize that enough. Stay moving, don't camp, and you won't find yourself to be prey to players such as myself. Moving on to the next clip here, we have a Legion. I'm honestly not too fond of Legion. He's not the greatest Titan in my opinion. Simply because of things of this nature. He's really slow when he's moving around and trying to use his gun. Even with his gun shield up, his gun is permanently upward, so he moves really slow, almost at all times, and it's unfortunate because for the amount of damage that he can put out, it just doesn't really seem beneficial. And his shield doesn't cover a whole bunch either. Now, you see me picking this guy apart. He can't really do too much about it. Now, his buddy's on my back. I got some help myself, and then with my core, just went ahead and finished him off. You need to make sure if you're going to pull a battery, you have to have a quick way to get away from the Titan, or else you will be murdered. Anyway, moving on. Seeing another Ronin here. This guy gets in, he's got a battery, but I've got 2 smokes, so I go ahead and drop both of them, my smoke and my tether. And this guy, he actually had the drop on me, but I did a bar of damage to him so fast, he actually got scared and ran. And I ran around the corner to find him damaged, and then this happens to him. Very unfortunate. Poor guy. Should have been more on his game. Honestly, if he just executed me, it would have been all fine for him. But moving on to a different game. You see a pilot flying over you like that, don't ignore him. He will come back to get you. Goodness. Always be wary of your surroundings, your surroundings. There's another one. And this guy, if you turn up your field of view, you will be able to see more. Goodness, I happen to run with mine as high as it can get, but that just tends to help me out when it comes to dealing with things. Anyway, moving on, back to the Titan kills. This guy here, he was moving really well and he got on my back and then he jumped off. If at the very least you're going to jump on a Titan's back, I didn't even have smoke, he could have at least pulled a battery and done a bar of damage to me, which would have been a lot smarter, which was very unfortunate on his part. When using a Titan, you gotta know when to run as well. This guy is a great example. That should have killed him, I thought, but he used his double jump and got out of the way. These projectile bullets do happen to have travel time with tones and with North Stars, so it's Ion is also a really great one with the laser shot. As I said, even though you're trying to kill, need to know when to get out. Even though that I got that kill, I gave them 15 points. I just got 5. But anyway, moving on. Gotta know when to get out. Be wary of your surroundings, always. And this guy, I hit him in the foot. That was a really lucky shot. And then this guy hiding around the corner. That wasn't a very good hiding spot. Now what you're going to see here, there's a tone that actually took my Titan out. And I was a little upset about that. So I went ahead and started coming to him with my magnetic grenade launcher. Went ahead and nuke eject, and once again, like I said, what comes up must come down, and you certainly don't happen to want them running around and scoring more points for their team when you're trying to win. So I leave, making him think that I wasn't coming back, and then coming back for the approach. He has no idea what to expect, and he's gone. But anyway, moving back, getting our Titan again. We have a Monarch who actually is pushing me and doing quite well. I'm trying to hit him in this little window here, and it didn't happen to work out quite well. I couldn't get a shot off, or get a shot off, excuse me. But I was starting to evade, and then I got help from a buddy here who actually started pushing him. And then another Titan comes out of nowhere. You need to know how to prioritize as well. So I took out the weaker Titan, the one that was closer, causing a problem, and then we dealt with him and went on to the Monarch. Goodness, just kind of cleaning house, you know how things go. But simply knowing my positioning and what my role is with my Titan and how to do things. If you're gonna go for goosers, such as how I do, making sure that you actually happen to have ammo to do that. This Legion actually almost killed me, and instead he wound up catching 3 Titans and a core, and then he had to eject himself. Now this guy's actually going to have a great reaction. Goodness. Now if I would have hit my shot, he would have been dead, but he double jumped and then hit his cloak, and I couldn't see him. I'm certainly not as good as fire. But when you put it all together and eventually you can lead your shots, you can do things such as this. That was a lovely shot. It's me being a little bit more toxic. That guy friend requests me. He's awesome. Thank you, John. It was a great experience. But anyway, even being able to hit a fast pilot when it is that they happen to be moving. Pay attention on the screen at the upper left-hand corner. There's the guy there, and then floating up, and he's gone. But anyway, that's all that we happen to have for you today. Hope I helped you out, and we'll see you next time in the next video. Have a good day. Peace.